Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. So let's take a look again on euro currency. Well, the conflict in the Middle East actually is fading as fast as it has started. It's just 12 days, and actually people start to suspect, and actually I agree with them, that Donald Trump, using the geopolitics, in fact the geopolitics is becoming the tool for bargain hunting on the markets, especially on the crypto market, because there is not applied the regulation that stands on the strictly regulated markets, and the stock market, for instance, futures market. Because all this circus that is happening in the Middle East with the mutual awareing of the possible strikes, the moments of these strikes, how they will strike, and so it hardly reminds the real war. So it seems that, well, if it not was agreed totally, but definitely it was some agreement behind of this process. So from that standpoint of view, it's very difficult to make any forecasts on the market what will happen next. It's definitely that Donald Trump is using all the tools that it has for personal, just becoming richer. So despite actually the any ethical moments in all this stuff. So returning back to the technical picture, in general setup that we have discussed in a vehicle report mostly worked nice. Yes, it was slightly not as usual, the shape of the pattern, but it's normal when you're dealing with such events that have happening on the Middle East. So once the conflict starts fading, dollar is becoming non-demanded by the market, and you can see that reversal on error has happened really fast. Trend currently is not totally confirmed on the bullish side, but currently MACD stands in a positive zone. So market stands near the top. We do not see a sharp reversal here, which means that we could keep an eye on the same target that we previously mentioned. And in general, last week and weekend, we said despite that nominal trend was bearish, we said major tendency is not broken. Performance doesn't look really bearish, so it's really slow. It's not typical for the bearish market. And indeed, you can see that market now gives the confirmation that probably we should get higher. So 117.10, it's next upside target here. So let's see what will happen. Actually, market is not ever bought, so it has the ability to touch it. On the lower time frames, on the full time frame chart, triangle that we suggested has been broken up. Market once again stands near the top and above the previous top here. Reversal was really sharp when the traders start closing the safe haven positions in the United States dollar. Based particular on this chart, you can see that potentially we could get the butterfly with the extension to the 1680. So very close to the 1710, right? So almost we could say the same target. So if you watch for 1618 extension 1745, so major daily target stands between them. So it means that it will be around 1710. It will be next upside target cluster. Meantime, on hourly chart, you could see that this sharp upward action market hits the XOP target. So the hand and shoulders that we were considering, I don't know whether you have taken part with that, were you in time here or not, but in general it works nice. So yes, this shoulder was slightly lower than this one, even on the gap downside, as we discussed on the forum that we already should show the downside gap. But in general, this shape works nice. So even with the grabber that we had here, we said it will be deeper taken out of this low. So this shoulder is not stands in place. Watch for deeper retracement, then watch for the patterns and validation point here. So all follows the classics. So here's was nice. Now since we've got the completion of this intraday target, just let's keep watching what will happen. What particular results might be here? I would watching first for this level, it's around 1550, 1555. Confluence support, form a trend line, but at the same time, guys, you could see that we could get bigger, larger hand shoulders on top. Odds might be shorter, head, and another shoulder. Chances for that, I would say maybe not as much as its market could get in other circumstances without all this really mess with this geopolitical situation. Because with this butterfly pattern that we're considering, it doesn't suggest really deep drop, because here's already the right wing stop stands in place and it's going to the target. But if somehow we will see the drop below the 1550, we still will be watching for the next level as well, 1512. So that we suggest is basic scenario that if market turns up, it probably should happen from this level. But if we will still get this action, we turn our attention to the possible reverse head and shoulders here as well. So that in towards what we will be watching for. So don't be hurry up with just ignoring this setup. If market somehow will break 1550, it doesn't mean that the bullish context is erased. So it still might be turning point somewhere lower around this level. So that towards what we have for bulls as a bottom line, bulls watching for this level as first potential level where long position might be considered. This is probably also neckline support, former neckline support stance. Bears, I see only the ability to make some intraday scalp trade. You could drop your time frame more, for instance, 5-minute chart. Here is might be kind of the hand shoulders. You could see is forming reaction on the XOP right. So you could try to take minor scalp position with this ABCD pattern down, something like this. So that we usually do on higher time frames. The same you could try to do on a minor chart, on the 5-minute chart. But that is not our primary scenario, since context remains bullish. We are mostly watching for bullish positions. This is just minor byproduct for those of you who do not want to sit and wait and would like to consider something else. So that's all for today. Let's keep watching and see what will happen.